Now we come to the second part of the lecture, the cosmeceuticals. I'm sure everyone has heard of cosmetics. This is a statistic from 2017 showing the everyday cosmetics products used in Malaysia. Top on the list is the BB and CC cream. BB stands for beauty balm and CC means color correcting. So it is more than 50% of the total product use. Second on the list is the makeup remover, followed by sunscreen or sunblock, and then lipstick, liquid cream stick foundation, mascara, lip gloss, eyebrow powder or pencil, eyeliner, and concealer. These are the 10 top most mentioned products. But the cosmeceuticals is totally different from cosmetics. The term cosmeceuticals has been popularized in the late 1970s. Uh, it is actually cosmetic products, but with biologically active ingredients, purporting to have medical or drug-like benefits. If cosmetic covers only the problem, so only superficial solution, we put the cosmetic on the scar, for example, or on the blemish, on the hyperpigmentation, it covers the problem, it covers the hyperpigmentation, but it does not solve the hyperpigmentation problem. So that is the major difference between cosmetic and cosmeceuticals. Cosmetic only covers the problem, cosmeceuticals cover and repair the problem. So cosmeceuticals uh, manifest beneficial topical actions and provides protection against degenerative skin conditions and other unwanted skin conditions. So the term cosmeceutical encompasses cosmetic activities with therapeutic, disease-fighting or healing properties. So it's sort of serving a bridge between personal care products and pharmaceuticals. So just like cosmetics, cosmeceuticals involves only the skin. So it is topically applied, but contain ingredients that influence the biological function of the skin. And this is again different from cosmetics. So the improvement in the appearance and the repair may be brought about by nutrients delivered by the cosmeceuticals. Nutrients that are necessary for healthy skin, like skin tone, texture, radiance, or wrinkling reducing. Different from cosmetics, cosmeceuticals, however, is not regulated. Okay? If we look at the regulation, if we look at the FDA, the Food, Drug and Cosmetic Act in the US, it only have a definition for cosmetics, and it defines cosmetics by their intended use. That is, articles intended to be rubbed, poured, sprinkled, or sprayed on, introduced into, or otherwise applied to the human body for cleansing, beautifying, promoting attractiveness, or altering the appearance. So, among the products included in the definition for cosmetics are skin moisturizers, perfumes, lipsticks, fingernail polishes, eye and facial makeup preparation, shampoos, permanent waves, hair colors, toothpaste. Some of you may be surprised to see toothpaste on the list, but it is a personal care product. It is put under the term cosmetic in the regulation. We also have deodorants, as well as any material intended to be a component of a cosmetic product. So cosmetic is defined. So cosmetic is regulated, but cosmeceuticals, there is no recognition for the term cosmeceuticals in regulation in the US or Australia or even Malaysia. The term cosmeceuticals is non-existent, but it follows somewhat the uh, scope that are covered cosmetics. So again, cosmeceuticals in terms of regulation is unregulated. FDA does not recognize cosmeceuticals. Many cosmeceuticals are therefore tested for safety. When they want to get into market, they have to show evidence of safety. But because it is not mentioned in the Act, it does not have to produce results for efficacy to ascertain claims that they make. Okay, having said all these things, okay, do you think cosmeceuticals live up to their advertised hype? Maybe some of you have used cosmeceuticals products. So, do they work as what they claim to be? What do you think? Common ingredients in cosmeceuticals, uh, in Sanskrit, for example, the common ingredients include titanium oxide and zinc oxide, etc. Antioxidant, vitamin C, and nicotinamide are commonly used. They include also things like hydroxy acids, skin lightening agents, peptides and proteins, various fruits, vegetable, herbal extracts. You can see the toothpaste these days, they have miswak, kayu sugi extract, for example, even charcoal extract. So other common ingredients in cosmeceuticals are essential oils, minerals, beeswax, and candelilla wax. Also various oils and fats like lanolin, cocoa butter, petroleum, olive oil. Basically anything that could convince the consumer that the products will have therapeutic effects. There are also ingredients that are prohibited in cosmeceuticals because of the safety issue, not because of the efficacy issue, but because of the safety issue. These include things like mercury compounds, which can cause allergic reaction and neurotoxic problems, hexachlorophene, which can cause skin reaction, chloroform, which is linked to cancer, salicylides, which is linked to a few skin disorders, bitionol, which can cause photocontact sensitization. The list goes on. It's not limited to what I have put on the slides. From this slide onwards, we will be talking about several examples of cosmeceuticals. The first one is the skin lightening agents. So before we start, you must know that the color of the skin is due to the pigment called melanin. And problems related to the skin color, for example, hyperpigmentation, is due to melanocytosis, which is increased number of melanocytes, and melanosis, increased amount of melanin. So the skin lightening agent work when melanosis or melanocytosis is confined to the epidermis. There are a few reasons why hyperpigmentation can occur. For example, exposure to the sun, use of drugs, exposure to certain chemicals, as well as certain diseases. So when, or with regards to the skin, there is a scale called Fitzpatrick skin types. Okay, it's from type 1 to type 4. So type 1 to 3 have advantage over type 4. So type 1 to 3 benefit from local pigment lightening for the treatment of hormonally induced melasma or hyperpigmentation and post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation caused by acne and trauma. The Fitzpatrick skin types 4 and darker can still benefit from treatment. Okay, they may also seek therapy for pigmentary changes that occur, for example, around the eyes or in the intertriginous areas following dermatitis or with acne and trauma. So the standard dermatologic agent for skin lightening is hydroquinolone, but the safety is questionable. So there are a few alternative agents like the retinoid. A second example, which is also commonly used in Malaysia, is the sunscreen agents, which basically limit exposure to the sun to prevent early wrinkling, skin cancer, as well as sunburns. There are two kinds of sunscreen agents. First is the chemical sunscreen agents, and the second one is the physical sunscreen agents. The chemical sunscreen agents absorb UV light and visible sun rays, whereas the physical sunscreen agents, it reflect or scatter. Some of them absorb or block the rays. Usually more than one ingredient are often combined in a sunscreen. So you may have seen some of them labeled with protection against UVB or protection against UVA. Okay, so many of these sunscreen agents, they have a combination of ingredients that protects against ultraviolet B, the UVB sun rays, which are more likely to cause sunburns, and they also contain ingredients that prevent or protects against the UVA sun rays. On the label also, you may have seen the word SPF, which is the sun protection factor. This reflects actually the minimum amount of UVB sunlight that is needed in the product to produce redness on sunscreen protected skin as compared to the unprotected skin. So this is mainly related to the UVB. The more CPS in the product, it gives more protection against the sun. With regards to the sunscreen agents again, those that are chemical based, they may contain things like cycloform, propylene glycol P-aminobenzoate, or monoglyceryl P-aminobenzoate, digaloyl triolate, benzyl salicylate, and benzyl cinnamate. There are also a few other types like the para-aminobenzoic acid, cinnamates, various salicylates, benzophenones, dibenzoyl methanes, aniline derivatives, octocrylene, and homosalate. Of the physical type, these are mainly metals. So metals containing compounds such as iron, zinc, titanium, and bismuth. Zinc oxide and titanium oxide are very highly reflective, so they are most commonly used in the products. Other examples include benzophenone 8, neohalopene MANBP, and the Pasol MCX. Our third example is the moisturizing agents. The moisturizing agents, they protect the stratum corneum, a barrier on the skin which is rich in cholesterol, free fatty acids, and ceramides. Water from the stratum corneum gets evaporated very quickly and leads to dehydration. So we use oily preparation to maintain the fluidity of the skin. So what types of oily preparation that we could produce are those that are rich in mineral oil, lanolin, petroleum, and cyclometicone, etc. So the moisturizers, they must be able to provide flexibility to the skin. Commonly, humectants are added because it will stop the formulation from becoming dry. Moisturizers, when they are applied to the skin, a thin film of humectants will be formed, retaining the moisture and also give better appearance to the skin, glistening appearance. There are biomimetic lipids that has been formulated in recent years. Uh, they facilitate in normalizing damaged skin. For example, the ceramide containing moisturizers. They have the same balance of lipids as skin. Um, there are 9 different types of ceramide in the stratum corneum, named as ceramide 19 to 27. So the products may be ceramide rich because they want to mimic the components in the skin. They want to either enrich or replenish the content of the ceramide. Now, there is an increase in the demand for cosmeceuticals, just like there is now an increased demand for the nutraceuticals. Cosmeceuticals, uh, as opposed to the cosmetic, is the fastest growing segment of the natural personal care industry. Okay, what is meant by this is that if you have two products, one with the word cosmeceuticals and the other one is without the word cosmeceuticals. They are basically the same. One is skin moisturizer, the other one is also skin moisturizer. Okay, but one has got the word cosmeceuticals label on it, the other one does not have one. So consumers will be more likely to choose the one with the word cosmeceuticals because of the perceived um, positiveness, perceived therapeutic property of the cosmeceuticals. These days, consumers are not always interested in maintaining youthful appearance, but they also want a product which has an added value, something that can solve their problem rather than just covering up the problem. So uh, there is also an increasing pattern among the median age people, youth, and also middle-aged people. So this market is increasingly expanding. With regards to the future of the cosmeceuticals, the future is bright. The future is expanding. In terms of market size, in 2005, for example, the US cosmeceutical market was estimated to be around 10 to 12.5 billion. By 2017, it has grown to 16 billion, and this year, this number will must be higher than 16 billion. There are a lot of new applications being introduced. Uh, there was a drive to become established tools to treat photoaging, and this use of cosmeceuticals has been included in many dermatologic practices. Uh, um, Dermatologic practices, which means that doctors are taking up the cosmeceuticals. Okay, again, despite the safety and efficacy concern. Um, Application to wound healing, however, is yet to be explored. So many of these cosmeceuticals, they are being developed so that they can be used as wound healing. Wound healing is one of the major problems for the skin. So if this is successful, it can lead to lots of resolution to lots of problems like ulcers, dehiscence, hypertrophic scars, and keloids. New active ingredients are constantly being developed as well. I just mentioned about ceramide, so there are others. Uh, and advances in the field and knowledge of the skin cream containing hormones such as estrogen has recently resulted in fresh appearance with a rejuvenating effect. Again, the major concern with cosmetic and cosmeceuticals is firstly safety, and the test to determine whether beneficial ingredients actually live up to a manufacturer's claim. Okay, so currently this safety is mandatory to be submitted, but the results of efficacy is not mandatory for the cosmeceuticals and the cosmetic products to be registered. So this is a great issue. Um, so what we have seen so far is that when vitamins, herb, various oils, and botanical extracts are used in cosmeceuticals, all these inclusion are allowed, but the manufacturer cannot claim that these products have effect beyond the skin. So the claim is basically restricted to skin area. So this is not spelled out in the regulation, but this is what the practice is whenever a product is to be registered as a cosmeceuticals. So if they claim that the therapeutic effect is beyond skin, the registration will be rejected.